Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's safe and well and having fun at home. This is Susan, and I'm going to show you how I make the bread that I make for communion at Trinity. And here are the ingredients: bread flour, yeast, honey, and some kosher salt. I'm going to stop and start the video when I get to different sections. The first thing I am going to do is I'm going to get some very warm tap water, and I'm going to add my yeast, and I'm going to add the honey. I do believe that's 1 package of yeast, 1 1/3 cup very warm water, and 2 tablespoons honey. Then I'm going to let it bloom. So I'm going to stop here and mix those 3 ingredients together and show you what happens when the yeast blooms. Okay, so I have added the package of yeast, that's active dry yeast, 2 tablespoons of honey, and 1 1/3 cup very warm water. I'm going to let this sit for about 10 minutes while the yeast blooms, and I'll be back in a little bit. All right. Okay, now I'm putting 3 1/2 cups of bread flour into a stand mixer, and I'm putting a tablespoon of kosher salt. I lost my tablespoon measurement. But anyway, that's a tablespoon of salt. I like to stir the salt around in the flour so it doesn't hit the yeast hard. All right, I'm gonna let that sit while we wait and continue to let the yeast bloom. Welcome back. It's been about 10 minutes, and as you can see, there's a nice bubbly frothy foam. That's the yeast that's been activated by the sugar from the honey, and it's producing carbon dioxide gas, and ethanol is gas. That's what you smell. So the next step, I'm going to stop and I'm going to take it over to the mixer and combine it with the flour, and we're going to knead it in our stand mixer for about 10 minutes. So I'll see you in just a sec. All right, we're back. I've got the flour and salt here in the stand mixer bowl. I did use a little fork to stir this up while it was blooming. As you can see, all the yeast coming alive there. Okay, I'm going to add this into the flour and salt, and it's going to start out, it's going to be a little, oh, we can smell it. Okay, now lock that down. I'm going to put this on a speed of about 4. And I'm going to let that go for 10 minutes. Then I'm going to stop it. Ooh, that's a little too high. Every now and then, maybe 3 or 4 times during this process, to remove it from the top of the bowl and the top of the hook. The dough will kind of get mixed up in there, and you want to just stop and take it down and readjust. If your mixture looks a little dry, you can add a little water. If it looks a little wet, you can add a little flour. This consistency right here is looking good. So you want a nice, typical, classic dough. All right, I'm gonna let this go for 10 minutes, stopping 2 or 3 times to move things around a little bit. So I'll see you in just a little bit. I'm stopping now, and I'm gonna move this down from the hook. That's the consistency you want. It's a little doughy. All right, and I'm just gonna move it around a little bit, put it back down, and let it go again so it completes the full 10 minutes. That's just kind of keep things consistent. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. And around it goes. We're almost done. I'll see you in about 30 more minutes. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. I'm gonna pull the dough off the hook, and it comes off. I have to take that off there. It's a little sticky, but not too bad. Alrighty. Now I'm going to go over to a flouring board. I've put a little bit of bread flour down. Just FYI, I do use bread flour for sure. You could have kneaded this by hand on a flat surface with some flour. It'll take you about 10-15 minutes if you knead it by hand, but that'll work just as well. It's easier in a stand mixer. Okay, I'm gonna put a little flour on my hands and just gonna knead it for just a second or two. Wish y'all could smell it. It feels good. There's something therapeutic about kneading bread. It's just very therapeutic, especially when you've been quarantined. It's good for your soul. Okay, as you can see, I'm kind of pulling it under, pinching and pulling under. You want to make it into a nice ball. It feels warm and soft. Okay, not sticky at all. I've made it into a bowl. Now I'm going to get a little, and I don't measure this. I just fill a cap with oil. You can use olive, canola, vegetable. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit in this bowl. And I'm going to put a little bit on the bread. Make sure you get your bowl all greased up. And this is a rather large bowl, but this ball of dough should double in size. So now I'm going to cover the bowl in plastic wrap. I don't do a good job of pulling plastic wrap, do I? Alrighty, and another piece. And then I'm going to get one of my trusty old Trinity flour sack claws. Actually, I have one of the rejects here, but that's okay. I'm fighting with the plastic wrap right now. Okay. Alrighty. Now I'm going to place a towel over it. And I'm going to put this in a quiet, warm place. I have a place over there in my dining room that gets the afternoon sun, and it's nice and warm and quiet. No little feet or big feet stomping around your house. So this will take about an hour. So I will see you back here in an hour when our dough has doubled in size. It's been a little bit over an hour. The bread has doubled in size, and you can take a look at that and see. Okay, now I'm going to get the pan or form that I'm going to bake the bread on. This is the first rise. Now I'm going to go for the second rise. So you take the dough out, and I have lightly floured this stone. Thank you, Debbie. It's my Pinker Chef stone. You can use cornmeal down here, or you can. I just use flour. Okay, again, I'm tucking it under like I did before to form a ball. Okay, so now we're going to start our second rise. You can't cover it with a damp, lint-free towel like one of our Trinity flour sack towels. I simply take the bigger bowl, put it upside down. And it's going to be another 30 to 45 minutes, and we're going to let it almost double in size again, and then we'll bake it. So I'll see you back in 30-40 minutes. Okay, I have lost my video technician here, so I'm going to video this by myself. This is after the second rise. It's just about doubled in size. I'm going to take a serrated knife, and I'm going to cut about, oops, sorry, about like that. Push it over a little bit. So now we have a cross for our special bread. Hopefully you'll be able to use the bread for at-home communion service if you feel so desired, or it makes delicious sandwiches and cheese toast and such. So anyway, I have my oven already preheated at 350 degrees. I'm going to take this, and as I mentioned earlier, I like to cook mine on a stone, a pizza stone. If you don't have one of those, just any very sturdy flat surface cookie sheet will do. And I think I do believe I leave it in there about 35 to 40 minutes. I will double check on that time. So I'm going to put it in the oven, and I will touch base with y'all in a few minutes. All right, bye. Okay, I'm back. It's been 30 minutes in a 350 degree oven, and here's the bread. I wish you could smell it. Do you smell it? Smell-o-vision through the phone. You can tell it's golden brown. You can also listen. It's kind of got a hollow sound to it. You can also lift it up. Be careful, it's hot. And it'll be somewhat brown on the bottom. I have it on a cooling rack. I'm going to let it cool for just a few more minutes, and then I'm going to take it off this pizza stone, and I'm going to let it finish cooling on the rack. Make sure if you're going to eat it to have some soft butter ready. Hope everybody enjoys this recipe. Again, this is the one that I use for communion bread when I make it for church. All you need is just some time. It's time consuming, otherwise it's pretty easy. We all have a lot of free time on our hands now. So take some time and learn how to bake bread if you don't, or if you do, try this recipe and let me know what you think. Hope everybody stays safe and healthy, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.